whatever be the stats, end of the day, you need championships. That's the memory that you'll take.
It was a big decision at that time. When I was 8th standard, I took cricket as a profession.
Oh, then Sai did this, and then Sai did that. I'm like, 1 second. Are you saying Sai-Ki? Sai Sudharsan? Which one? And on the GK Meets GT podcast, आज मेरे साथ हैं दो youngster. I have to call them youngster only. They are just like few batches junior to me. But the interesting thing is that today's episode should be called Psycho. Psycho, nahi, SAI space CO, just a company, because I'm in the company of Sais. Sai Kishore and Sai Sudarshan. Hello.
Hello.
So it's so interesting because, with the two of you, I was talking to the team people and I was like, tell me about them. They start telling stories. And now what has happened is the stories in my head have got merged because they would get excited and say, oh, then Sai did this and then Sai did that. I'm like, 1 second. Are you saying Sai-Ki? Sai Sudarshan? Which one? And they are getting confused and they're telling, so both your stories have now merged into one.
Did you ask the kids?
I should have asked the kids actually. So let's just clear it. The nicknames in the team are Sai-Ki.
Yeah.
It's Sai-Ki and Sai-Su. Sai-Su.
Sai-Su.
Sai-Su. So Sai-Su and Sai-Ki. Let's there's so much to talk to you guys about. समझ ही नहीं आता किधर से start करें. I think with you we can start with debuts. You have a good relationship with debuts, huh? You're not a slow starter, right? All your debuts have become interesting and memorable.
Definitely. My first game in TNPL, it was actually after a long time because everyone was in quarantine and everything because of COVID. So I think I used the time really well and I had a great start in that years of TNPL. I scored 87, I think.
Yeah. So that was there. And then your first IPL game also. One, what was that? There was that,
that 2-ball 12-run match.
Yeah, in that you were there. What was that one shot that you hit that everybody went crazy about? Something you hit. Did you hook or pull Rabada, some 145 ball or something?
I hit one hook and one mid wicket one shot. Yes.
But Rabada was he the fastest you had faced till then?
Yes, he was the fastest.
By some distance, no?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time I'm facing that speed in a match, basically. I practiced with those some technique that pros of balls, but this is the first time I'm playing a proper pace in a match.
But tell me, when you were making your debut, especially your IPL debut, did you get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning that you're playing the next day? Because normally that's what happens, na, in GT?
Actually...
the message comes at 2 a.m. na, after the coaches meeting.
Actually, I got it on the match day. I think it was afternoon. Ashubha just messaged me, all the best, go well. So I had a hint that I may play the game. But yesterday was a practice session. So he gave me a hint that you may play the next game.
Yeah.
But I got a message from him that on the match day's afternoon.
So if you played because Vijay was not well.
Yes, Vijay was not well.
But Vijay, you're also very close to otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Do you call him Vijay Anna?
Vijay Anna.
He's like big brother to you?
Definitely. I also went to his room before that match.
Yeah.
I know he was not well, but I felt like going to his room. So I just spoke to him for 2 minutes and I just left. He just said all the best then.
It's like Bada Bhai ka blessing. What about you when you were making your debut? Did you get the call at 2 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. I don't remember only. It's...
They should have sent him the questions before.
It's so strange because I had to wait for my debut for some years.
Yeah,
but I don't...
Because you spent a couple of years with Chennai.
Yeah, but strangely I don't remember Ashupa telling me or something. I don't remember only.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe in the practice session only he told me, I think.
Did it happen that nobody told you and you just went to the field and they said, "Arey, ab to chala gaya, ab kya kare abhi?" So tell me, you had spent a couple of years with Chennai, right? So at that time, was your first season with them as net bowler? Were you ever a net bowler with them?
I didn't travel, but the practice sessions were happening in Chepauk.
Okay.
So I had spent a fair bit of time in Chennai.
Okay. So how did that say? Because you bowled a lot to MS, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
When MS was, and apparently a couple of times he hit you as well.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me about that.
I was desperate to play IPL, honestly saying, because I felt I was good enough, but I'm just waiting. Array, when am I gonna play? When am I gonna get picked? So I just wanted to see, just just go bowl like a match. I had my first division league, so I used to finish my matches, come back, bowl at Chipok, then go play the next day. So it would be 3-day games. So I'd finish my match, come bowl at CSK, then go play the match, then come bowl at CSK.
Wow.
Just to see whether I'm good enough or not. Just for myself, a honest feedback.
Yeah.
Whether I'm just cheating myself by saying that I'm still good enough, or am I really good enough? So that was the thing where what I wanted from CSK, and it was very good.
So what happened when, because I think Bhajju was there. You had a chat
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Bhajju
yeah.
after Dhoni tonked you around a little bit.
Yeah.
What was that talk?
So Bajuba was there, and I was very curious. Like you can imagine the state I was in. So I was just curious. And Bajuba is a class finger spinner, and there was not a lot of finger spinners there. So I went and asked Bajuba, "What do you think of my bowling? What do you think I can improve?" He said, "You're bowling well, but when you bowl well, you should eat your fruit. You should not just play it around. Like
Yeah.
I'll be bowling well, but I won't be going for wickets as such.
Yeah.
I'll be bowling very well."
Yeah.
But someone else would be like, I just pass the game along. I just pass the game along in most games, even though I could finish the game. So that was the talk which Bajuba told me, and he said, "You have good skills. Just do this.
Yeah.
Whenever there is a situation, try and finish games by yourself."
Yeah.
And I think it changed everything because it stuck with me. And I think that Mushtaq Ali season where we played, I just thought, okay, this season for Tamil Nadu, I should do that. I should not just be a guy who just bowls well. I should win. I should be a match winner. I
Yeah.
should win games for Tamil Nadu. I think that shift happened after going for net bowling for CSK.
Okay. So, and then we come to the auction
Hmm.
with GT, right? So then did you expect this? So many bids, and like the bidding went on for a while with you.
Yeah, so that's the irony, like when you stop searching for something, you get it.
Wow.
That's the irony with that thing. So I actually stopped searching for this IPL auction or so-called success or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I was very happy with whatever I was doing. I was very comfortable in what I was doing. I really felt I'm not doing this as a profession. I'm doing it for my passion. I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
So I had reached that stage because it's been 4-5 years of going to an auction, not getting paid, going to an auction, not getting paid, being in a team, not getting like just traveling as a net bowler, not playing for 2 years. So I'd gone through this. So what I told myself in the auction was, whether I get picked for whatever amount or whether I get picked at base price or whether I go unsold, there are a few things which I want to work on. So whatever happens, I'm going to do. So I wrote this before the auction.
You wrote it down.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Nice.
So this is what I'm going to do, whether I get picked or not get picked, whatever happens. So the auction happened. We were in quarantine. So I saw the first bid. Then I didn't care. Then I didn't. It didn't even matter to me, like whatever the price, because at that stage,
You say, I'm playing now.
yeah, okay, I'm in some team. It's fine. Okay. So I had this whatever things that I wrote it. So only that was running in my head.
Yeah. And then when you reached here, the first time you interacted with the team over here, how was that?
Here I think it was. They had that personal touch.
Yeah.
With Ashupa being there, it was never like a professional or corporate setup.
Yeah.
So Ashupa used to do everything, but he used to always have that fatherly touch. That used to be that friend.
Yeah.
We never had like
Big brother.
Yeah, big brother.
Father. Usko both grandfather bana diya usko.
Yeah, it's like he never used to prepare this big charts or anything, but everything used to be in his head.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic to see, and it's the first time I'm seeing something like that. Just the perfect team that I would want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. But see, by the way, you see, he's 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
But you're seeing the wisdom,
Yeah, I could.
right? That's what he was saying. No? But before 25, after 25, you're grown up.
No, that happens in India. Before 25, you're young. He's too young. After 25, yeah, he's too old.
But for you, I mean, you're just like, you were starting out and all these things are happening. Did you think you were going to play this IPL? Did you know you'd play it?
To be honest, I was not expecting any team would pick me in the auction, but
Yeah.
I went for few selections. I think I went for 3-4 selections, but I was not sure because it was just my first year, and I was not outperforming and all in the Syed Mustaq Ali. So I thought I won't get picked by any team.
Yeah.
But I was very curious to see the auction. It was my first auction. I think I went unsold for 2 rounds. There was a gap between those 2 rounds and the third round.
Yeah.
So as Sai-Ki said, I used to talk a lot with my friend about cricket. So we were just discussing like we have a lot of time to just improve and dominate the next year inside Mustaqali or wherever we get an opportunity for the team. So same as Sai-Ki said, I think I wrote few things and I wanted to develop as a cricketer in these few months because
Yeah.
it was a big window where we don't play many matches. It's like off season for us.
Yeah.
So after those 2 rounds, I was thinking all these things, and I was a bit angry also on myself. So I think I could use that for my betterment. And on the third round, definitely I was really happy that GT picked me. And it was very surprising that GT picked me because I didn't go for any selection or something with them.
So they'd obviously
Yeah.
picked you out from your Syed Mushtaq
Yes.
Ali performances and your TNPL performances.
I always ask Sandy, how did you pick me? Because I didn't come for your selections, and he always, I think he said he had the name list of players.
Also, there's Ashish Kapoor here, who is
Correct.
big doyen of Tamil Nadu cricket.
And
right?
he was our chairman of selectors in under 19 when I played the Challengers Trophy.
So there you go. So
Yeah,
obviously he
I've
knew.
met him first there. Yes.
Yeah, so he knew. So we obviously know where the intelligence and the information is coming from. But you also wrote things down.
Yes.
You had also written. Tell you, yeah, these young people are very impressive. I never. Maybe it's a North versus South thing. maybe Tamil Nadu is a little more education. हमारे दिल्ली पंजाब में ऐसा कुछ हम तो पेन ही नहीं है हमारे पास. कोई लिखना ही नहीं आता कुछ. Is everyone? Because see, we know that of course Ashwin, engineer. Weren't you doing engineering as well?
I started doing engineering. So I was a topper in school.
Yeah.
So then I joined engineering just like how all the middle class boys would do.
Because it's just a thing you have to do, right?
Yeah. So my dad said join engineering college, join. Then 2 months into it, I'm like, what am I doing here? Then so I said, no, pa, I'm not doing this. Just I'm joining a lighter course. My dad said just one thing, like, okay, well, you do whatever you want, but in future, if you don't make a career in cricket, don't ask me. I'm not gonna be there. I was like, okay, pakka. Yeah, no, that was very good because he had just given me that so much independence.
Great.
At what, 18, 19.
That's great because you are responsible for your own decision.
Yeah.
Whether it works out or it doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to carry the water.
Yeah. If my dad had said, no, you should finish engineering, then play cricket, then it would have been a little more harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've done an MBA. Have you done an MBA or you're doing it?
I joined business analytics. So I like business and all those stuff. So I joined. But after joining, I said, this is not business.
Yeah.
So then I never finished it.
So are you an MBA or not?
No.
We have to figure out where we can get an honorary degree for it. But you're a proper cricket nerd.
Yeah.
Does he know all stats?
Definitely. He
Everything.
knows, he knows a lot of things. And he's a little bit crazy on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can ask him whatever. If I have a doubt on some bowler, if you want to need some information, definitely he's always there because he knows almost what every person does.
So, like, what is like CrickBuzz your Instagram? Like,
I love it so much, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I love the job. Like I love cricket so much.
yeah.
Like I shouldn't be here. I'm just an anomaly. like for a guy for whatever background that I had, for whatever my dad did,
Yeah.
I should not be playing cricket. I loved the game so much as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was, as I told, I was a good student. Like in school, I just used to study well. I never even used to go play outside. I just used to play in the upstairs with my brother. That's all.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I said, okay, I'll join a cricket academy, which everyone does.
Yeah.
Right. And so in 3 years, I was playing state cricket.
Oh.
But it just happened. I think it was just destined.
This was also in where was the academy?
It was near my house
Okay.
in Chennai.
Yeah.
It was called Adambakam Cricket Academy. So I
Yeah.
joined there. And I joined when I was studying in 7th standard. And by 10th standard, I was playing state cricket. And my dad was my dad doesn't know what I'm doing. Like he would be like, "Why are you?" And I would say, "I'm in Bangalore. I'm in this place. I'm in that place." What did you do? I said, "I did this. I did that." He never used to follow. He never used to follow the state games or whatever.
Yeah.
Used to be like, "Okay, do whatever, but 10th you should get good marks, huh? 12th you should study well." Oh, okay, fine. So I shouldn't be here. So that's the thing. But I love the game so much. So it's just so.
Do you feel like
addicting.
when you're on the field or when you're in the dugout, when you're in that stadium, do you sometimes feel like it's like you want to pinch yourself? Yeah, like you're a kid in a candy store?
Absolutely, I think every day I go for practice. I think that. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that because sometimes as we go in whatever career that we are, sometimes we don't become that grateful for whatever we have.
Hmm.
Sometimes it'd be like how I'm saying, like I should have been picked up in IPL or something like that.
Hmm.
That being grateful for whatever we have just goes out of the picture. So sometimes I just feel like a kid, still that 12-year-old who just went for practice, and someone has to pull me out of the ground.
Yeah.
I just keep bowling, I just keep doing stuff because I love it so much. And I'll
Wow.
be coming back to the room, watch the match which just happened, watch the spinners who bowled, something like that. So just never leaves.
And then, of course, go on to some cricket apps and then learn all the names and the stats and everything.
I'm
Raat ko
not-
do some revision.
No. I don't do that. I don't go to Crickbuzz or.
Should we ask him
Info.
some trivia? Let's ask him some trivia. Okay, you have to tell me which team
Okay.
this cricketer played for.
Okay.
Right? Easy. Because they're in Gujarat, I'll do Patel. Right? So we'll start with easy. Munaf Patel.
Rajasthan, no? Like which team?
In
means-
country. Simple questions I'm asking.
Country, no? India.
India.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah.
ठीक है?
It's just a
This was
It's a
just
practice.
Try ball.
yeah.
Try ball.
It's a trial.
Try ball. Deepak Patel.
Deepak Patel. I don't know. Maybe New Zealand. I don't know. I'm not sure. Really? Correct?
Jeetan Patel.
Jitan Patel is New Zealand.
Then Samit Patel.
Smith Patel, England.
Hey, good one. It's got all the right ones. Well done.
That wasn't so difficult.
But tell me, it's so just like Sai-Ki is saying about it being a passion. For you, it must be even more. It doesn't matter if there were 100 bids or 200 bids as long as there was one bid.
I was really happy for that one bid. But my life is a little bit different as Sai-Ki's because...
That's because you have been programmed to play sport no, by your family.
Yes.
You're like Robocop.
Yeah.
You've seen that this thing, no? What is that movie? Like Land Up. Venus Williams' dad, King Williams.
King Williams.
That's what happened here.
King
dad-
and Queen, both. Because mom
Yeah.
and dad, both.
Both were a sports person. From the young age, I used to go to the ground and I enjoy just nothing. I was not playing any sport, but
Yeah.
suddenly one day I started playing cricket and not like Sai-Ki. From 10 years, I would be in the ground only morning and evening, every day. Every day I used to bat, and I think I've changed school when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I was in proper studying school.
Yeah.
They were not allowing me to go for matches. They were not giving ODs and everything. So I went to a proper cricket school. The school which I studied was DAV, and the school which I moved was Santom. So it's full of cricket there. So we can get how many ever OD we want. So it was a big decision at that time. When I was 8th standard, I took cricket as a profession.
You're right, actually. That becomes, wow, that's a big call to take. It's more your parents, right?
More of my parents, but it was also a bit was my call.
Yeah.
But I just gave a word that I would.
Because you're in class 8 and you're being told by your parents
Go
that
sleep.
we're putting you in a school where you don't need to go to class and you can play as much cricket as you want. Which kid will say no to that?
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yes, I
You would have
enjoyed
loved
it.
that
Me?
if you were told in class 8 that you don't have to go to class at all, you just have to play cricket for your school. You would have loved it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I wanted to study.
He's a topper.
He's full of mysteries.
Yeah.
One new question, you'll get new answers.
And Santhom is not a co-ed school. I wouldn't have liked that.
He's a mystery swimmer. So now it's quite interesting because it's two roles to play, right? They're your mother and father.
Yes.
But at the same time, in a way, they're also your coaches,
Yeah.
right? So was it tough for them then? Because as coaches, they have to be objective about your progress.
Yeah.
but parents can very rarely be objective about their child. So did you ever talk to them about how they handled that?
I haven't talked to them, but they handled really well, because whenever we wanted to speak cricket or speak sport, we always speak sport, and we'll switch it off, and again we'll be as a family and we'll just enjoy time.
Nice.
Very good thing in our family. We four always be together whenever we are at home.
Yes.
We spend a lot of time together, so I think that helped a lot.
Yeah. Were you a chubby kid?
Yes, I was very.
Yeah, you're roly poly. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah.
and then,
Actually,
then
it
your
was-
mother was
Yeah.
danda.
Danda. I was a bit fat, so I think it's one time I realized that there's a lot of connection between not fitness, being more confident about your own body.
Yeah.
I think it was when I was playing under 19, I got dropped from the state side. I was doing decently, but I got dropped from the state side. So that when I realized, there are a lot of things on myself to get better.
Yeah.
So at that point, I felt fitness is one of those.
Mm.
Food is one of those. So I think from that, I think it's 2020 Jan 1st. On Jan 1st, I started training.
Yeah.
So from
And
that-
under the supervision of your mum?
yeah, under the
Yeah.
supervision of my mom. Yeah.
Because she was your strength and conditioning coach.
Yes.
Which one of you did Ashwin tweet for after your TNPL game?
It
I
was.
think it should be for Sai only.
It was
For you,
It was for my game. Yes.
Okay. So what is the tweet that Ashwin sent after? Is this after your TNPL debut?
It was after my first game.
Okay.
That
For
debut
Tamil
game.
Nadu or
No,
TNPL?
it's for TNPL.
Okay.
So I was very happy, and I was surprised that I got a tweet from Ashwin. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's very surreal for me.
That's amazing. Like,
Yes.
what are the conversations you like when he calls you? What do you because he's one of the great thinkers of the game, right?
Yeah.
And he's a great, I feel, analyzer of the game and of human behavior and kind of mentoring youngsters. So, what are the conversations?
I
you
think
have with him?
last time when we had a conversation, he said be more tactical on the people you're going to play against. He was just saying, think on what the bowler will do to you.
Yeah,
Like he had a conversation like that.
that is such an Ashwin conversation. no?
Yeah.
Analytical. See, you get excited.
More
by that, no?
tactical than that.
He gets excited about tactical, analytical.
I don't talk about it.
But what is your process like when you're training? Because as a spinner, it just happens that
Yeah.
I mean, as a bowler in T20 cricket is not an easy gig anyway,
Hmm.
right? Because of the fields are 35 yard is the boundary in most places, and the pitches are not bowler friendly.
Hmm.
What is your thought process? Who do you talk to? Who do you like to discuss things with? What is your preparation?
I think at the start of my this thing, like when I started going professional, like when I started playing TNPL or Mushtaq Ali and all those stuff, I used to talk to the teammates or the coaches. But these days, I don't talk about tactics to the players or any of the coaches. I just do it by myself, because after a point you kind of analyze by seeing like what the other finger spinners are doing, or what the other wrist spinners are doing.
Yeah.
What works for him, what doesn't work for him. Like this spinner, when does he make his mistake? Like what kind of movements put him under pressure?
Yeah.
Just patterns.
Yeah.
I find it I just find patterns. I
Okay.
find I'm so geeky about it. So
Yeah.
more like an analyst, you can say. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it just for the passion. I like to watch the videos. I like to watch the game.
Okay.
If you just ask me to watch 40 hours of a T20 game, I just watch it, especially CSK games,
Yeah.
because the man who is behind CSK games, he's a mastermind. So I just play. Sometimes I just play 40 hours of a CSK game, any game for that matter,
Yeah.
and a pressure game. I just watch it, watch what my guy is doing or something like that. So it's so good, so enlightening actually.
Did you get a chance to have any conversations with him when you were in and around CSK?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always used to ask him questions, even though I was not playing. I used to ask him, my bad, when Jadu was bowling, why did you keep this field? Like the last game when this guy played, you didn't do that. But this game you did it. Why?
Hmm.
Like why you kept this field this time? And it would be just before the parties, because for some reason I never could talk to my boy. He had that aura with him. So, and he was always coming from Chennai. He was Thala for us. So
Mhm.
I could never talk normal stuff with him. I would always ask cricket questions, and it would be just before the team party or something like that. I'd be like, my boy, can I just take 2 minutes of your time? After that, I won't disturb you, but just this thing. So I'd be like this, and it'd be telling last game, this situation. I think this field was better. The wicket was gripping a little bit or something like that, and I just take it. And it had been happening for me from 2019. From the time I was a net bowler till the time I came out of CSK, it was always happening.
Yeah.
So it's something which I cherish a lot, actually.
Who are the bowlers you have idolized watching while growing up?
I used to love Daniel Vettori a lot because he was one of those left-hand spinners who played international cricket.
Yeah.
Like, he was tall. I could relate to him a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even when I joined GD, I asked Sandy, can you just send me some videos of Daniel Vettori? I just want to watch. So he was someone whom I idolized a lot. And I always loved Ashwin, watching Ashwin bowl.
Yeah.
Because he was also from the same state. So I've seen him from a closer distance. So I always followed Ashwin in a very close way. Other than that, I couldn't relate to a lot of people because there weren't a lot of tall finger spinners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
True.
Yeah. So these two, I think.
Tell me, this is now we come to the GT setup. Who are the go-to people in the GT setup? Like when you want to chat with somebody, because these tournaments can get very long and sometimes they can, play tricks on your mind. They can weigh you down a little bit. Who do you like to speak to?
I think one beautiful thing about this setup is that the families actually got together.
Yeah.
So it's not like just have one friend or something like that. So you must have seen like all the Wives Gang and all the players playing Uno cards or something like that.
Uno, I thought was a very easy game, but after watching you guys playing, I've realized that's also quite an intense and difficult game. So that's nice. That really helps, right? Because it's a new team. There's so many people, international, domestic, and suddenly you have, otherwise groups can get formed. Hey, you and I play straight together. Let's just us hang out.
Yeah.
I realized that that's not what happens here.
Yeah. I think COVID was the best thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like, if not for COVID, I don't think this team.
We should not take that statement out of context. He means that the bio bubble was the best thing that happened. Let's clarify.
So, with the bio bubble being there, everyone had to socialize. Everyone had to come out of their rooms. Even though you would want to stay inside the room, you can't do that for a long time. Yeah. So, I think the bond that was created last year, I think it was so good. So, even though the tournament gets a little taxing on yourself, you don't feel it because you're always here spending time, and with people around, you always want to be there, be in that moment, and just enjoy. So it hardly got to us last year. And also credit to Ashupa because Ashupa treats it like a doesn't treat it like an IPL team, honestly. Like, he keeps it very relaxed.
Like a joint family.
Yeah, like a normal club. You don't feel like you're playing the IPL or something. It's not a big tournament that you're playing.
Yeah.
And I do this, do that. He's like that. So
he takes the pressure away.
Yeah, so it's more easy approach. Like, you can just go talk to Ashupa. It's like that.
And who do you like? Who's we all get downturns, get disappointed, etc. Then who's the person you would seek out to?
I think I share a lot with Vijay now, and I definitely say next would be Sai-Ki.
Yeah.
Because last year it was my first year in an IPL franchisee, and I think these two people helped me a lot. Mingle with other people. First, I was very hesitant to start in the first week, so I used to spend a lot of time with these people.
Yeah.
But slowly I started, mingling with everybody, and it was a great bunch last year.
Who was the surprise for you? Like, who you were not sure how you'd get on with that person?
Hardik Bhai, definitely.
Yeah?
The first time I met him, he spoke to me. That was something different, sometimes if we see a person like that, I don't know how to start speaking, when the ice will break. He broke the ice, so it was very easy for me to speak to him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What did he come and say to you?
He just said, actually his trainer and my mom has worked together previously. So we had a conversation that, who was first happy when you got picked for GT? It was my trainer. Because those two have worked together for a long time.
Oh, nice.
So that was the first conversation we had.
Oh, that's really sweet. That instantly just...
It was immediately. I was just trying to see his face. He told me this immediately. So the ice got break there. So,
what about you? Who's the person who for you was coming in? You didn't think that maybe this person could be your friend, and then you become quite close and you go, oh, wow, that's interesting.
Maybe Alzari, I think. Like,
Yeah.
because looking at Alzari, you think he's a very serious guy.
Yeah.
But he's such a genuine guy.
Yes.
Like he's a kid. Amazing he is. Like fast bowler, bowling 145, 150. as a what to say? Death stare always.
Yeah.
So you would think that this guy is tough. He's such a nice guy.
You're softy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is the pair that you see in this entire Titan setup where you go, man, I never thought these two would be such good friends?
I never thought Rahul and Abhinav Manohar will be together because I played against Abhi. Abhi is like you look at Abhi and you feel like that what to say that posh Bangalore kid. You get that feel about Abhi and Tevu, like looking at Tevu, you look like Tevu is one how to say that street smart cricketer.
Yeah.
He'll
Street fighter.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I was like, these two guys get along very well.
That's interesting. You and Jagdishan, it's a world. It's not an India record. It's a world list A record. Yeah. Oh, you guys were batting for some 14 days or something, right? Just kept going and going. What was the partnership? 470?
So I think we scored 416, the opening partnership, and I think it was 38 or something.
Wow. Jeez, that's insanity.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't ever think of, scoring 500 runs in that 50 overs. It was very surreal because holding a world record is definitely special for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think we didn't dream of doing that, or we didn't think of also doing that. Like,
So when did you guys realize that today is our day, right? Because there's some days, what happens is with most batters is when you talk to most batters, they say, you hit the first ball you hit, just the way it hits your bat, you know whether it's today's your day or not, right? Most batters from Sachin, Sunny Bhai, they all have always, said that you just know when it's your day or not.
I think watching Jagdishan play that game, I felt it was his day. He was striking the ball too good, and every ball was a six. Like almost every over he hit a six.
Yeah.
So I felt it was his day completely. So I played a second when I gave him strikes lot. So he was playing. He had a great inning that day.
So how many did he score?
277,
And you?
154.
Oh, underachiever. That's why he's saying it was his day then, huh?
Yes.
I mean, listen, 150 is not a score to laugh at, huh?
With the way these guys were playing this Vijay Hazare,
Yeah.
it never felt like these guys went out of form.
After the final, winning the trophy, can you relive that moment for me? How you guys felt when that happened?
Again, it was my first year in TNPL, first year in Syed Mustaq Ali, first year in IPL. So I've never dreamt of, winning an IPL before. It was a surreal moment for me, and actually I didn't feel it first. It didn't go inside me like we have won the IPL.
Yeah.
After a point of time, everyone slowly the rush went down,
And then it sings.
and it sinks slowly. So if you win the IPL, it's a great accomplishment in our cricketing career.
Yeah.
Not many people get an opportunity to do it in the first year, definitely.
True. Some don't get in their entire career.
So I think I was, very grateful for that.
For you, you remember that day? You remember leading up to it? Because what everybody tells me is just going into that ground. Rashid was telling me, he said when we came out of the dressing room and saw like more than 100,000 people and the noise, it was just...
So it was like, okay, this is my game. This is my opportunity.
Yeah.
Not to prove anything or show something, but this is my passion. This is something that I would do. Like this is something that as a kid I wanted to do. As a kid I really want to be in these kind of days. In those kind of days I actually listen to the songs I used to listen in school.
Yeah.
So it kindles the school memories for me.
Wow.
So I was
The
just
pure love for the game.
Yeah, so I was actually in that phase. So it was like, wow, this is the moment. This is what it is. So I was in that stage at that time.
And then after the final gets won and you get the trophy, do you remember those moments?
I might sound so spiritual or philosophical, but every time you win a trophy, the moment you win it, it goes away. That charm or anything that just goes away. Like you know you'd struggle hard for it. Like for me, I had waited 4 years to play an IPL game, to maybe to do well in IPL setup or something. And the moment you do it, it just fades away. You're
Yeah.
like, what's next? So you're like, what's
True.
next? So I think that's true for all professions and all career, I think. Because for me, it was just fading away. After we received the trophy, we took pictures, and I was like, that's all.
Yeah, it almost feels anticlimactic.
Yeah,
right?
it felt so empty, honestly. I asked Vedi, he said, yeah, it feels the same. I was like, so
That's a great point, It's like you've climbed this mountain
yeah,
and now you're like, all right, I've got to like walk down and climb the next one.
Yes.
yeah,
Right? It's a line I use a lot, which is like the journey is the destination.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And it's almost like you dread actually getting there, because as soon as you get there, the journey's over.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? You're like, oh man, I was so looking forward to getting to the destination that I didn't realize that actually the journey was the destination.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, and this is such a good physical and tangible example of that, where you're saying Matthew Wade felt that after the T20 World Cup, you felt it after the IPL. You're like,
Yeah,
all right, man, this is done.
yeah,
This is what we were living and breathing for and playing for and fighting for
yeah,
the last, 2.5 months.
yeah,
And now we're there, you're like, oh, no,
yeah,
what now?
yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Because when I won the trophy with CSK, I still liked it, but it wasn't a trophy which I played and won.
Yeah.
I was there. I was so happy to have an IPL championship and everything, but it feels different when you actually contribute.
Yeah.
Whatever the contribution may be, you might play 1 game or 2 games, whatever games. But when you play in a team and that team's win a trophy, it's a different feel.
True, of course.
I felt, okay, this team is a crazy bunch of 11 people. 11 11 anomalies
Yeah.
who got together. Because
Team of misfits?
yeah,
We
team of
also-
misfits. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because everyone had something to play for. Hardik was coming from Mumbai. I think Shubman was released by KKR. I think it was there. It was everything.
Rashid from Hyderabad.
Yeah. Everyone had something. to
Even,
play
sorry,
for.
just to add to what you're saying, even the coaches from Bangalore, actually.
Yeah,
Right? Ashu, Vikram, Gary Kirsten, all of them from Bangalore. So everybody, you're right. Carry on. please.
yeah. So, and for me, I hadn't played 2 years for CSK. Yeah, so I'm coming into a tournament. Like I had won back-to-back trophies in all the tournaments I had played, like all the domestic trophies and all the so-called TNPLs and all those trophies. So for me, okay, IPL, I might play this tournament. I want to win this IPL. And I didn't discuss this to anyone. I think this is the first time I'm discussing it in this thing. So for me, I knew this IPL trophy meant a lot, because even though if it was my first year, I never really thought about me making a mark. I should take this many wickets, purple cap, and all those stuff didn't matter to me, because for me, I count my championships.
Yeah.
Like if you see my kit bag, I write my championships down for Tamil Nadu or whatever thing, because I count my championships. It's
Yeah.
like basketball, because in a team sport, whatever be the stats, end of the day you need championships. That's the memory that you'll take.
Yeah.
So if you see my house, there's hardly any picture of me, but I have my championships framed.
Oh, nice.
So for me, I wanted this, and we got there, and it was like so empty. And I felt, okay, if this is how it's gonna be, you better enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Every day you do, every
Yeah.
day you wake up. Think that's
Wow.
what was important.
Boys, I have to tell you, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting with the both of you. Thank you so much. I didn't expect it to be, that us to have philosophical conversations and kind of touch on the topics that we did. But I'm just so delighted that we did. So thank you so much. I wish you both the best. I know we have seen very little of your talents at the Titans, and I'm convinced that we're going to see a lot more. The world is going to see a lot more of the two of you with the GT. And I wish you both very well, and I wish you a lot of success for your career.
Thanks,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And of course, that was Psycho, the Sai Company United, Sai Kishore and Sai Sudharsan on the GK Meets GT podcast. We'll see you next time on another episode. Thank you for watching.